Yeah.
India.
Why do you call it a pivot state?
I call it a pivot state because India has both the growth and the geographic insulation to be able to work effectively with countries all over the world. I mean, you were saying before that not much Chinese investment and trade in India infrastructure. You don't want to have that vulnerability, technology, data surveillance, all the rest. But India has managed to build good relations with almost everybody. India is really fascinating in that it's in the Quad. So it has a really privileged relationship with Japan. It has a really privileged relationship with the United States as a strategic partner. Lots of companies want to invest in India now. But India is also the clear leader of the global South. China is not anymore. China is the lead creditor to the global South. They loan money to the global South, and then when the money is due, China squeezes you. So they don't trust the Chinese, right? The way they used to. They need the Chinese, but they don't trust them. But most of the countries in the global South actually trust India. And so when India was chairing the G20, it acted as a bridge, as a pivot between the G7 and between the global South. And Modi has also managed to stabilize the relationship with China to a degree, right? I mean, certainly we've seen that in the border region, where tensions have been reduced, thankfully. We've also seen that on trade. We've seen it on travel. And so I think that it's not a friendly relationship, but it has become a more stable and accommodative relationship than it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So, I mean, for that reason, India is in perhaps the strongest overall geopolitical position of all of the middle powers, if you want to put it that way.
It's actually true. And we could see that and we feel that not only from the national point of view or from international politics point of view, but from inside the country as well. We could see our relationships getting better with almost every country, our trade, our opportunities just opening up everywhere.
I mean, there are other countries that are doing that at a much smaller scale. I mean, Singapore, of course, has done that. That's their whole model.
Yeah.
The Emiratis have done that. That's their whole model. But no one has done that with the size of India. And that's what's truly impressive about it.
True.
Yeah.
And what's happening in West Asia now?
Well, West Asia is another place where you've got really serious challenges because the model is no longer the model. I was at Davos in January, and there's new leadership in Davos. And there's a big question of should we do this in Switzerland going forward? Because, it's Europe. And Davos is like, it's a village, but I mean, it's a pain to get to, right? And I'm thinking, well, if you were going to create a global networking summit, the most important in the world, and Davos is that still, if you're going to do that from scratch, where would it be? And the general wisdom is, well, it'd be in the Gulf, because everybody goes to the Gulf. Everyone goes through the Gulf, right? You probably do Dubai, right? Or something like that. Well, yeah, but that's when Dubai was marketing themselves as the Switzerland of the Middle East. But then when you go to war with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz is shut down, you realize Switzerland of the Middle East isn't a thing, right? Because there's much more vulnerability. So what's happening in West Asia is all of these countries are figuring out, okay, how do we make sure that we now have a model that is stress tested for geopolitical conflict? And the good news about the Gulf is you have some leaders that are truly revolutionary, transformative leaders for their own countries, whether it's MBZ in the UAE or MBS in Saudi Arabia. These are leaders that are truly respected by their own citizens, by their young people. And you can see how these countries are changing. I mean, look at the role that women have in Saudi Arabia today compared to 10 years ago. It's extraordinary. Look at the religious police taken off the streets. Look at the entrepreneurship they're investing in. It's extraordinary. And they're investing in the country. Look at the UAE reaching out to everyone as a tourist hub, as an entertainment hub, as a healthcare hub, as an educational hub, as a transit hub. It's extraordinary what they've done. But they are vulnerable to this fighting. And what's happening in West Asia is that you are creating two different security blocks, and they're very different. On the one hand, you have the Emiratis working with Israel with the Abraham Accords, the United States, India, Greece on technology, on intelligence, on defense. The UAE is really not a regional player. They're really a global player.
True.
A global node, right? 10 million people, only 1 million Emiratis. They have to have globalization. They have to reach out. They have to invest globally. Then you've got the Saudis who are leading a Muslim bloc, an Islamic bloc with Pakistan, with their defense relationship, their nuclear relationship, thousands of troops in Saudi Arabia from Pakistan, Air Force, all of that. Egypt, Turkey. Saudi Arabia is investing in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, and they're leading OPEC. UAE left OPEC. UAE wants all the new technology. Saudi Arabia's got much cheaper oil. They're going to be like the last big oil producer in the world for cheap production, but also have an Arab street. They're not going to open a relationship with Israel with the way the Palestinians are being treated, the way that Hezbollah is being, the average Lebanese are being treated with the war with Hezbollah. So this is, unfortunately, what we're seeing in West Asia is the emergence of two very competitive and maybe conflictual blocs. And that makes West Asia more challenging to navigate going forward.